What's cooking, Juventus fans? Welcome back to your old lady's favorite YouTube channel. Now, we are all aware here that there are multiple holes that need to be filled in the makeup of the squad to have a successful season for the next campaign in the Serie A. But none seem more important to the Juventus management than the attack in the midfield. They want to address that before even looking at anything else with the defense. Stick with us. We'll fill you in. Ciao ragazzi, welcome back to the Bianconeri Zone. My name is Justin Sofru, and today it is July 29th, 2022. It is a Friday. You're about to get you into your weekend. Before we do that, we're going to give you all the rundown of the Juventus news you care about each and every day. Before we do anything, though, do me a solid. Do me a big favor right now. Smash that like button. Hit that thumbs up. Help us with the algo gods. All the other crap that we have to deal with every day. Just hit the like button. That's what I'm asking. Hit the like button, please, okay? All right, if you haven't already, make sure you also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to stay notified for all of our latest videos. First up, though, I want to go ahead and give you all a reminder. The final days are here to be entered in to win the official Pogba shirt. A few things you have to do to be able to win that. First off, you have to be subscribed to this channel. Subscribe to the channel. If you're not already subscribed, I don't know what you're doing. Subscribe to the channel. Then get on Twitter. Pull up your phone, whatever you got to do, get on Twitter, find the Bianconeri Zone Twitter page, go up there and find at the very top of it, we'll have the pin tweet that goes out there and puts the announcement of the giveaway. Make sure you're going and retweeting that tweet, and then also go in there and tag a friend at yada yada. Ronaldo Man 69. Whatever you want, whatever your friend's name is on Twitter, his at, make sure he's tagged in there as well, so that way you get a chance to win the Pogba shirt. So make sure you're doing that right now. And like I said, plenty of other things to do. If you want a better opportunity to win the Pogba shirt, well, of course, you can always become a member of the channel. If you haven't already, consider joining the member squad. Now is a great time to do it. You have a couple of days now before the giveaway commences, and if you join at the premium level, you get everything that you could ever need. With this. You get loyalty badges, you get the emojis, you get the monthly wallpaper, you get the Discord members chat, which is a lot of fun. The community we have here is great, as well as the final most important part is you get giveaway priority, which means you get 5 times the opportunity to win and to be drawn in giveaways that we do here on the channel. We're going to be doing a lot more of those now, so make sure you consider doing that. As well as another bonus that comes along with doing that, you also get entered in to the Members Prediction League when you are a member of this channel. If you're a member, you get to do that. We'll be doing it through the entire Serie A season. Of course, UCL campaign as well. We'll be doing predictions. Whoever has the most correct predictions will end up in first place, and they get an official free free official shirt of their choosing from Juventus. We'll order that for you, and you will win that. And then second place, you get 50 million. You get 50 euros store gift card. That'd be great if you do 50 million euros by Zaniolo, right? Anyway. Second place, you get 50 euro Juventus store gift card. And then third place, you get 1 year free membership to the Bianconeri Zone. All great prizes in there, so definitely consider doing that if you haven't already. All right, let's get into it. What news do we have for you today? And of course, the very first news story we need to talk about is talking about the midfield and what Juventus are looking at, especially given the injury that Pogba sustained. How long will he be out? And then we need to better the squad up. Well, Tudo Sports reporting that Juve are looking at that, and the guys that they're looking at, some of the names, I don't, are they surprise you? Are they going to excite you? Whatever it is. For the midfield, it's not only looking at Paredes, but also at Milinkovic-Savic and Fabian Ruiz. For the Napoli player with a contract until 2023, talks could be easier. Lazio want around 60 million euros for Savic. Real quick, let's just look at this real quick. Paredes, we hear the propaganda and all that's being put out there with him. When it comes to Fabian Ruiz, I want to put him on hold here for the second part of this. We already tried to do some negotiations with Napoli. Of course, Koulibaly didn't even really decide. He didn't want to go to Juve, so he decided to go to Chelsea. So it never really took off. So it's still a possibility, especially given that he could leave for free next season. But let's put him on hold. Okay, let's go to Milinkovic-Savic. That's the one that you're all here for. Milinkovic-Savic. And I want to say this. Just to preface this, I'm not under any delusions of grandeur thinking that I believe that Juventus will actually go and land Milinkovic-Savic right now after they landed Pogba in this mercado. But if we're being honest here, so if we're looking at it, I'm trying to do this in the most rational way. I'm trying to do it in the most rational way. So if I'm looking at it as a Juventus fan, and you were supposedly in the running to get Milinkovic-Savic in this Mercado early on, right? But, down to the moments when you signed Paul Pogba. What was making that a possibility, or was it never a possibility to begin with back then? Because if it wasn't back then, it's not right now. And that's what I'm saying right now. Because if you couldn't go for him back then, you couldn't go for him now. But if you could go for him back then, you can go for him right now. And the reason I say that is you got Paul Pogba on a free. You got Angel Di Maria on a free. You brought in Gleason Bremer because of money that Matthias de Ligt got you on a sale. So you haven't spent a dime of your own money right now, besides outside of agreeing to the obviously terms of salary for Paul Pogba and Di Maria. He took a pay cut so that way you can bring in other players and get in other guys with them, as well as just so you can afford Paul Pogba. So you bring Paul Pogba in on a free, he takes a massive pay cut. Di Maria, same thing. You're spending what you're spending on like every other player, basically, with these guys. What you're already overpaying for other guys, but these guys are actually talented and worth the money that you're spending. Gleason Bremer, same thing. Okay. The reason I say this is I'm pontificating a little bit here. Is if Milinkovic-Savic was actually possible back then, why can't he be possible right now? If you're a Juventus fan, why can he not be possible right now? If Juventus could have ponied up the money back then, if they really wanted to go all in for Milinkovic-Savic, say Lotito is not an insane person and Lotito will not do everything to undermine Juventus and try to not sell him to Juventus, say that all things are equal and he's willing to come to the table and do a deal, why not? And what stops Juventus from doing that now? Because if you're looking at if I'm looking at it, and you're saying that Paredes is out there, and Paredes, PSG want 30 million euros for a player who, like I said, I've voiced my not excitement for him. For what the player is, kind of a deadwood player I view long term. But then you have a player of the value that Milinkovic-Savic is. If you can get him on a loan deal, on a whatever, some kind of beneficial situation there to pay off the money, use that money for him. That would be worth it. That would definitely be worth the investment and the amount of money you're spending. Maybe with that you don't buy Zaniolo, right? Okay, I know it was coming out somewhere. Maybe you use that money for him. That's a better investment. I will say that. I will bend that knee. If you're telling me you're getting Milinkovic-Savic and Paul Pogba in the same Mercado, it's not going to happen. Let's be clear. It's not going to happen. But I'm trying to do some kind of mental gymnastics to exactly try to figure out the possibilities here. But I still stand with this. If it was possible before, and you haven't spent a dime yet, it should be possible now, and that's where I'll leave it at. That's my belief. So either it is a possibility or it was never a possibility. That's where we sit with it. Okay, let's move on. The next part of this, of course, is talking about Ruiz. The reason I came back to him was Romeo Guesti kind of put the, not kibosh, but kind of just said he's on hold. If he is going to be a player that Juve are going to go after, he's saying that Fabian Ruiz is an idea for next season when his contract with Napoli runs out. So basically, that would be a player that they just go after when they can get him on a free. So that makes a lot of sense, especially if you can do another season where you're doing beneficial deals for players that you get them on frees like you did with Di Maria and Pogba. Sure, let's keep that going. All right, let's continue on and talk about another Serie A player that Juventus would be interested in bringing in. He was rumored earlier this Mercado, and now it's coming back a little bit. Alfredo Padula is reporting that Atalanta's Luis Muriel is a name to watch carefully for Allegri. He would be the perfect player to use as a vice Vlahovic, but also as a pair with the Serbian center forward. So there that is. That's a possibility. We'll see. There's so many different names right now that are be floated out there when it comes to the attack, right? Timo Werner, you got all the other, you got Memphis Depay now, his name's coming back out. You got Luis Muriel, you got Arnautovic in the past, you got Morata, I can go through a whole list of like 17 dudes, I feel like at this point. I'm gonna slow my roll. I'm going to slow that roll right now and just say, let's just see what happens. Let's see what continues to build some steam. All right. Next up, Gazzetta dello Sports talking about the other half of this and saying that for the attack, Juventus are betting on Alvaro Morata. But the negotiation with Atletico Madrid, which never got off the ground even in June, is falling apart. Timo Werner outgoing from Chelsea has been offered to the Bianconeri, but the German has a salary that's too high. If he's willing to come down in his salary, this could be an option for Juve. I think the smart thing to do. So, like I said, Memphis Depay, Timo Werner, yada, yada, yada. All the players that are being rumored. This looks like, and I'm still going to hold back. I'm still holding back because Alvaro Morata, until it's really, really done, until they sign another striker, another forward there, I'm just going to hold back. And I'm not going to let, what I'm saying is I'm not pushing for Alvaro Morata, but I still kind of believe that Alvaro Morata will be there in the end. And I haven't seen anything to really change my feeling on that. Though, the Timo Werner stuff, the guys like that are being rumored right now with Juventus, could be interesting. I think if they're willing to lower their salary, which, Arriva Bene, Cherubini have been, so far, have been good at doing that with players like that, could be an interesting solution. I think, though, if you do get him from Chelsea, and if you get players like this, I still think what you should be doing is getting them on loan without an obligation to buy, because the last thing Juventus need to do would be hampered by more deadwood players in the long run if they become that. All right. Let's go back to Paredes and let's talk about his situation. Romeo Gresti basically just reporting on what his status is when it comes to Juventus. He says that to date, I am not aware that Juventus have made any bids for Paredes. It's an interesting name, but under certain conditions, not if they value him at 30 million euros. So basically, Juve ain't coming at you for 30 million euros Paredes. You ain't worth it. All right, let's continue on. I mean, they'll still come at you, but you know what I mean. All right, let's move it on and talk about Nicolo Fajoli. What's going on with him? Romeo Gresti says for the renewal of Nicolo Fajoli, the meeting with his agent, which will take place when he returns from the American tour, will be crucial. It's kind of like a step back, 2 step forwards, 1 step back. This is kind of one of those situations where it's not confirmed, but it kind of feels like it's confirmed that he's going to be staying with the club. Again, if he's going to have playing time, especially with the injury to Pogba, they could probably utilize him some more because you're not going to be able. Maybe you get maybe you get a Paredes, maybe you get some other guy to come in, but you're still going to need these other guys to step up in the meantime. All right, let's continue on. The very last story of the day that we have is talking about Adrien Rabiot, his situation with the club. Fabrizio Romano reports saying that AS Monaco had direct contact with Adrien Rabiot's camp weeks ago, meaning his mom. He's one of the players in the list, but still no negotiation with Juventus. Deal is in standby as of now. No decision is made yet for Rabiot's future. And obviously, until we either see if Juventus can get in another player in the midfield, or to see really once we sit down and look at how long this recovery process is going to be for Paul Pogba. There's a reason why on the Twitter account and why on the channel we aren't going in depth of what is going on and reporting Paul Pogba's injury. The reason is because nobody freaking knows. There's so many people out there who have been just trying to be first. They just want to say that they're first, and they want to go after it first, and they want to be the ones that report, get the likes, get the retweets, that they don't really have to care when it comes to guys getting just actually the information correct when it comes to an injury, a potentially serious injury for a player for Juventus. I'm not going to act like this is a life-threatening injury. We need to treat with all, the respect or whatever of like cancer or something like that. But what I'm saying is there's some things you don't have to be first for. When it comes to reporting on potentially signing a player and, interest in a player and, negotiations, rumors, that's fun. That's fine. But when it comes to like injuries and stuff like that, it makes me feel a little bit dirty. Let's stay away from that, right? But we'll continue to monitor what happens with Paul Pogba. How long will he be out? All that situation, and then we'll really get a better feeling when it comes to the situation of Rabiot and if he will actually stay with the club or if he'll be able to go this Mercado as well. Please let him go this Mercado. All right, that'll do it for this edition of the news. Let me know your thoughts and everything we talked about in the comment section down below. If you haven't already, please do me a favor and smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit that bell icon to stay notified for all of our latest videos. You can follow me at Justin Sovro on Twitter, and of course you can follow Bianconeri Zone at Bianconeri Zone, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. I'll see you guys next time. Forza Juve, Forza Bianconeri.